his head, and there he goes. Abyss gonna clean him up.
Olaf goes down. Everyone's just gonna line up here for Lazzy. He's gonna find himself the Quadra. Give it to him. Pentakill.
Priestley with the quad feed.
Gets the ace. Available, just spin to win all over.
That game was insane.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Saints Gaming Call of Duty. My name is Deprive or Jackson, and I am joined alongside Dan or Mr. Danners. We appreciate having you all in here for this matchup between St. Clair Saints and the GVSU Lakers. So that'll be Grand Valley State University. And, you know, Danners, how do you feel about this one?
I mean, we were talking about it a little bit in the setup portion. When we look at some of the records here between these two teams, this one is going to look rather painful, but not for the Saints. It looks like it has the opportunity to be an absolute stat pattern for St. Clair, if it's in all honesty, because, of course, Saints sitting there right now in the CCL league with a 4-0 record. And then right now, Grand Valley State University, White specifically, because they have two teams in this league. But White, unfortunately, 0-4. And you're saying that they didn't even snag a map off anybody yet so far in this season?
Yeah, so they're 0-12 on the map count compared to Saints' 12-2 map count, which is quite scary if you are the GVSU White roster. And, you know, it's also a big game for Saints because if they can take out and win this one like we're predicting, we're just looking at stats and whatever it may be, that'll actually put St. Clair at the top of their division in the Mid-America CCL division. So overall right now, Saints are about 30th, and with just one more win, that should honestly push us up to around 11th. And that's going to be really good overall standings. And then we also have the other game coming in at 9:30 tonight, and that'll be the Battle of Windsor between St. Clair College and U of Windsor.
Definitely going to be nutty, but before we get there, of course, we have to deal with the game that's right in front of them. Of course, upsets can absolutely happen. Who knows what this Grand Valley State University squad has been up to in the past. They would definitely, going based off of stats, maybe need a bit of a miracle, but you never know. Something could have definitely switched up. So we're just about to get started with game number 1 of our first match for tonight in just the briefest of moments. But before we do so, very quick thank you, of course, to St. Clair College, the Zeklin School of Business and Information Technology PC Outlet, Tim Hortons, the St. Clair SRC, and the St. Clair College Alumni Association as we hop on in to game 1.
Yeah, so excited for this one to see what St. Clair can do against this Grand Valley State squad. And, you know, I really do anticipate to see a lot out of Priestley and Sauce throughout this hardpoint. They've continued to put up numbers all season, and I believe they're going to have no problems to do so here. And they get the first opening kills, and they are already on this hardpoint, racking up some points.
Absolutely. We do see Sauce. He's going to find himself another, but he is going to get traded out. And then, okay, he's going to charge on in, but no dice this time by Brandon. Going to make it look easy with a nice quick double.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, if you're the side of Saints right now, you only have one death, and that's from the side of Sauce. And other than that, right, you see Brandon 3-0, Priestley 3-0, Lavelle 2-0.
Oh, no.
Like, they are just firing on all cylinders. Priestley and Brandon just going to continue to find more kills there. And look at this. St. Clair, they flipped the spawns, and they're already rotated for next. They are ready to go, set up perfectly. And that's exactly what you look for if you are St. Clair, getting ready and moving on forward with this game. They're just looking to pad up their lead by even more and more.
Okay, way on the far end. Okay, that's going to be Saucenado finally going down here. But yeah, like you were saying, Saints already transitioned, ready to go with this hard point, only giving up the tiniest little bit of crumbs with 3 of those points going on over. Priestley's in a good position, but he's going to get mowed over after the 1. Going to force Brandon to come reinforce. Kip going to be going down. Of course, the Grand Valley State squad, we did not quite introduce them just quite yet, but we have Davey Dank, Double Moab, Professor Wrangley, Rankle, and Kip.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if the Grand Valley squad can at least try to make a little bit out of themselves here in this matchup, but especially just starting us off with hardpoint. Like, St. Clair is so good at hardpoint compared to the other game modes, so it even makes it harder on Grand Valley, right? Just to even shut down their momentum right away. Priestley there with the nice little 2-piece, but just shutting down Grand Valley's momentum right away due to St. Clair being so good at hardpoint is really going to hurt Grand Valley, in my opinion. Just, you know, you're going to, like, if you look at the score line already, this is, like, pretty difficult for them, as Brandon's 10-0 and Priestley's 10-1.
That's absolutely nuts. And actually, if for all those early birds who did sneak in, got their channel points in, prediction right now, The minigame for this matchup is who's going to get the most eliminations in Game 1 between Priestley and Sauce. Hopefully you got in here early to get your points in. But I should have been maybe having it between Priestley and Brandon with the way this game's going so far, as Brandon finding himself 11, leading the squad right now.
Yeah, and I mean, both of them only one death. So between the two, they're 21-2. And that's just a phenomenal stat line so far to start off the game. You really don't see anything like that in a long time. But St. Clair is just making this look so easy against this GVSU squad. And, you got to cut GVSU some slack, though, at the same time. This is their second roster. This is their white team compared to their blue team. Their blue team is on the other side of the division, looking pretty decent over there. I think they're around 3-2. But yeah, they're doing good there on the other side of the bracket. It just looks like this GVSU white squad is looking like they're having a little bit of a tough time throughout the season. I mean, hopefully they can at least try to find a map and put something on the board for them throughout this series.
Yeah, hopefully they can get something, because I know, you think, okay, maybe this is their B squad or whatnot, that, as we just see, the Saints just absolutely clean up this point, holy smokes. But you think the B squad, and you know that, okay, maybe they're a little bit worse for wear, maybe they're not that great. But then I look at, the teams like the St. Clair Esports Club, they're very solid still, if you would want to consider them as a B squad, so,
Yeah,
I feel like the Esports
Saints
Club
has
would
a
roll
lot of
this
talent.
too at this rate.
Exactly. And I mean, Saints actually has a lot of quality players for whether it be on your A roster, B roster, whatever it is. And look at that, Sauce on a 10 streak now. I think we've seen 2 10 streaks and 4 or 5 streaks this game from St. Clair already.
That's absolutely insane right now. Yes, the fact that St. Clair has completely denied points here from Grand Valley to the point where they're getting 22 this quick, and Saints are going to be borderline in breaking 200 in just a second. Oh no, Davey finds the back of his teammate's skull, takes him down. Unfortunately, the chaos of this matchup seems to be maybe biting Grand Valley State a little bit too much. They're definitely having themselves a hard time. Oh gosh, Sauce just going to whip out the pistol on him. How much money can he get? Okay, Davey's going to shut that down. Stop getting silly here, Sauce. Pull the big gun back out.
Yeah, and Priestley's here. He's already ready on this next hard point. And they're just going to continue to clear house like you were talking about. And look at this, already a 228 scoreline, and Saints have full control over next. Maybe not now with that big kill from Davy Dank, but nonetheless, I mean, it's just so difficult if you are Grand Valley here to even try to get anything going. I mean, just if you look up pure slang power alone, Grand Valley could be playing so much smarter, but St. Clair just has that gun skill where it just makes it so hard on Grand Valley. Whoever has the better shots usually is a big favor, especially in Call of Duty, as that's pretty much its bread and butter.
And it just tripped me out seeing the streak being used. Normally, I feel like I don't ever really see that at all.
No, you typically don't see that on the average match, right? You don't usually allow teams to get onto streaks, but just how dominant St. Clair Saints are being right now, it's just allowing them to use everything they have.
Absolutely, and that being said, Grand Valley did get themselves something started. Brandon had the streak for himself as well. He's going to get a double with that missile. And with that clearing out this site, that makes things extremely difficult here for Grand Valley. And it looks like Priestley's got one for himself as well. Going to be dropping something on opponents momentarily. Airstrike coming down. And that is probably going to be the round. Saints they can finish off this.
Yeah,
so
and I think you're going to see GVSU realize that, so they will start to pile in. But they're going to have to get in here, and I don't think anybody's close enough. That will be map 1 for your St. Clair Saints, 250-42. Grand Valley looking to bounce back going into this next match here on Search and Destroy. And that one will actually be on Miami. And St. Clair, they looked a little shaky on Miami, but at the same time, they've looked good at the same time. So, nonetheless, though, I think St. Clair can take this next one going into it just by how dominant they're proving themselves right now to be. And, if you're GVSU, you just got to keep your head high and just try to keep things up, keep up what you're doing, I guess. I mean, just try to get their shots on a little bit more, work together a little bit more of a team as maybe. But it's just so difficult if you are GVSU now, just being put in that momentum that St. Clair has.
Absolutely, and that was definitely brutal. Did you happen to see who got the ending eliminations lead by chance? I might have to go check the tapes.
I have the stream open, so I'll just tell you here in a couple of minutes.
Right.
But
yeah, we'll check the tapes for everybody playing the prediction game, and then we'll do it again for game number 2, because was definitely fun, and it looked like the Saints had a lot of fun while doing it, considering how absolutely disgusting that first game was. Just unfortunately there for GVSU, it just seems like lemmings falling off a cliff. If I were to say, it was a mixture of trickling in, and then just the fact that they were just getting outgunned. Like, it was a little unfortunate, but
Yeah,
we'll see if Surge can change that.
I mean, if you look at the side of St. Clair Saints, like I was talking about probably about three-quarters of the way through that game, is just how many 10 streaks, how many 5 streaks St. Clair's managing to get on. And showing that pure gun skill will also show so much in the search and destroy. And that's what would really worry me if you are GVSU, right? Because that gun skill is all what search and destroy is. Oh, I mean, there is the logic behind it too, but everything is going to be about the gunfights. Every gunfight is much more crucial than it is in a respawn. So for that to be the case, I mean, it's just so difficult if you are the side of GVSU to try to get some momentum going and to try to actually get your head into this things. But nonetheless, here we will be heading in onto Miami, and I do expect to see the ARs go absolutely ham here.
You definitely think that would be the case, and then with Miami in general, it just, from the few times that I've watched it, it just feels like Miami is just throw yourself towards the B site and just keep banging your head off the damn wall because nobody likes going to A. Like, it just seems very obvious what the play is going to be, which is going to work in favor, but also at the same time maybe not so much against GVSU because they're probably going to go with a similar strategy unless they want to try and do something new. But with this game mode, we'll see if anything switches up.
Yeah, for sure. And I actually will have your amount of kills here for a second.
All right.
And by the looks, it's going to be a 21-21 tie.
You're kidding me.
No, they're both at 21.
Oh my goodness. Okay, who had the least deaths?
Priestley.
Priestley with the least amount of deaths? All right then, that's my tiebreaker.
I think he was 21-4.
21-4, and then Sauce was what?
Sauce was like 21-6.
6. Okay. So the first prediction round is going to be going over to those who voted for Priestley, which, to be honest, looks like is about 93 of yes, or 93% of yes. So may not be the biggest cash out in the world, but congrats, you did select correct. Now we're just in progress of getting this next lobby going, so we're going to throw this to a very quick break, and we'll get back into the action. Saints up 1 right now. We'll see if they can keep this up versus GVSU.